Hello everyone, and welcome to the Simply Explained English, where we make English easy and fun for you. I'm Eric.
And I'm Lisa. Today we will explain 5 useful English words that can help you express yourself better. We'll explain them simply, give you example dialogues, and chat about each one.
Absolutely, Lisa. And remember, we're here to help you build confidence in your English skills. So, get a cup of tea and let's get started.
Our first word is today, to prevent. Then we will continue with to handle, goal, to be wise, and the final one is to deal with.
Okay, our first word today is to prevent.
To prevent.
To prevent. What does it mean, Lisa?
To prevent means to stop something or to keep a situation from happening. It's like putting a stop sign on a problem before it starts. For instance, eating healthy can prevent illnesses.
It's often used to keep someone safe. For example, you can prevent accidents by being careful, or you can prevent illness by eating healthy and exercising.
Exactly, Eric. For example, if you wear a helmet, it can prevent injuries when you ride a bike.
Or if you wash your hands regularly, it can prevent you from getting sick.
Okay, let's listen to our example dialogue to see how it can be used in everyday conversation.
I heard the weather will be really bad tomorrow. How can we prevent any damage to our garden?
Good question, Lucy. We can prevent damage by covering the plants. It's all about being prepared.
Great idea. Let's do that. Preventing problems now can save us a lot of trouble in the future.
Absolutely. A little effort to prevent possible problems can make a big difference.
This dialogue shows some simple steps can be safe and prevent problems from happening.
This really shows the power of preventing, Lisa.
Absolutely. Have you ever done something to prevent something from happening, Eric?
Yes, I have. I once made a copy of all my work files on a portable drive so that I wouldn't lose them if my computer crashed. This was a good step to take to prevent file loss. Lisa, how about you?
I'm similar. I always check the weather forecast to prevent getting wet in the rain. It's a simple but effective method.
These are great examples of how to use to prevent in our daily lives. Remember, some small steps can prevent big problems.
Absolutely. Remember, if you learn more English vocabulary, it will prevent misunderstandings when you speak English. Okay, are we ready to move on to the next word?
Let's do it, Lisa. The next word is to handle.
To handle.
To handle.
What does it mean, Eric?
When we say to handle something, we mean to manage or deal with a situation or object.
Exactly, Eric. It's a very useful word. You can handle a cup. It means you hold and use it. Or you can handle a problem. It means you try to solve it.
Let's look at some examples. For examples, if you're at a restaurant, you might handle the menu to choose what to eat.
Or if you're feeling sad, one of your friends can help you handle your feelings by talking with you.
Now let's look at a short example dialogue to see to handle in action.
Hey, Jane, can you handle these documents? They need to be finished by the end of the day.
Sure, Mark. I'll handle it. After that, can you help me handle the meeting arrangements for tomorrow?
Absolutely, Jane. We make a great team when we handle tasks together.
That was a perfect example of using to handle in different situations.
Yes, it showed us how to handle can mean dealing with tasks or situations. Lisa, have you had to handle a difficult situation recently?
I did, actually. Last week, my neighbor's cat climbed up a tree and couldn't get down. I had to decide how to handle the situation. So, I called a friend who's good with animals, and we safely got the cat down together.
That's a great example of handling a difficult situation. And it's important to remember, if you ask someone for help, it can be a good way to handle things.
Absolutely. Before we move to the next word, remember to try using to handle in your conversations. Now let's talk about our next word, goal.
Goal.
Goal. A goal is something you want to do. For example, to read a book every month or to learn a new language might be one of your goals.
That's right, Lisa. Goals can be big or small. Remember, we can use goal in different ways, but the meaning of it is always about doing something.
Right, Eric. Goals can be big or small as well. For example, you might want to speak English fluently, or small. You might want to learn 5 new words a day. Now, let's listen to a short example of dialogue.
Emma, I heard. You set a new goal for yourself. What is it?
Yes, Alex. My goal is to read 1 English book every month. What about you?
That's a great goal. My goal is to run a marathon next year. It's going to be tough, but I'm excited.
We can help each other stay motivated. Reaching goals is easier together.
Absolutely. Let's check in on our progress every week.
I love that dialogue, Lisa. Alex has set a personal goal to run a half marathon, and Emma offers to help her achieve it. It's wonderful how goals can also motivate us.
Exactly, Eric. Setting some goals helps us to focus and work for something important. Do you have any personal goals you're working on right now?
Yes, I do. My current goal is to improve my cooking skills. I've been trying out new recipes every weekend. It's hard, but it's nice to see my improvement.
That's a great goal, Eric. It also shows that goals aren't just results. They allow us to improve ourselves.
It's great to have goals, isn't it? They motivate us to go forward and improve ourselves.
Yes, they do. And remember, listeners, if you have goals for your English, it can make a big difference. Start with simple goals and make them bigger, slowly.
Okay, let's move on to the next word. To be wise.
To be wise.
To be wise. What does it mean, Lisa?
It means to make good decisions with good information and experience. It is about making good choices. It's not just about knowing a lot, but also about using that information in a clever way. For example, it's wise to save money for unexpected expenses.
That's it. Being wise also means to think about the future, not just now. Like, the sky was clear, but she was wise to bring an umbrella.
Or it's wise to listen carefully before speaking. This will help you understand better and make better responses.
Let's check out our example dialogue that shows how to be wise can be used in daily life.
I'm thinking about using my savings to buy a new phone. But I'm not sure if it's the right decision.
Well, it might be wise to think if you really need a new phone right now, or if you can use it for something better.
That's a good point. It will be wise to think about all my options before I make a decision.
Exactly. Sometimes, being wise means to think about what is more important for you.
That dialogue perfectly shows the importance of being wise when you make decisions, especially when it is about money.
It really does, Lisa. And it's important to remember that being wise also means learning from your mistakes and listening to advice from others.
Absolutely, Eric. Can you tell us a time you made a better decision because you were wise?
Sure. Once I had to decide whether to accept a risky job offer. I decided it would be wise to talk to mentors and think twice about it. It helped me make a wise decision.
That's a great example of being wise. For me, making a decision to learn a new language was a wise decision. It opened so many opportunities for me.
Wise decisions indeed. Listeners, think about how you can be wise in your daily life when you learn, work, or live relationships.
As you continue to learn English, you can make a big difference in your life if you are wise about your decisions.
Okay, it's time to move on to our last important word, to deal with.
To deal with.
To deal with.
What does it mean, Eric?
To deal with means to take action to solve a problem or manage a situation. For example, I have to deal with a lot of emails at work. Or if you're feeling upset, you might deal with your feelings by talking to a friend or going for a walk. Or, as a teacher, I deal with students of all ages.
That's a good example, Eric. It can also mean to accept and handle a difficult situation. For example, after the storm, the town had to deal with many fallen trees. Let's listen to a dialogue showing how to deal with can be used.
The kitchen sink is dropping water again. We need to deal with it before it becomes worse.
I agree. Let's deal with it by calling a plumber today. And maybe we can also learn how to repair simple problems ourselves.
That's a good idea. Learning to deal with small repairs can save us time and money.
Exactly. It's important to deal with problems properly.
This dialogue shows that dealing with problems well can prevent them from becoming bigger problems.
It really does. Dealing with problems is a part of life. Eric, can you think of a time when you had to deal with something difficult?
Yes, once I had to deal with losing my job. It was tough, but I focused on improving my skills and finally found a better opportunity.
That's exciting, Eric. Dealing with problems positively can help us grow new opportunities.
Absolutely, Lisa. And for our listeners, remember, to learn how to deal with different situations in English is also a great skill. It can be to understand new words or express your feelings. Dealing with these challenges will improve your English.
As we wrap up today's podcast, we hope the words and phrases we've discussed, like to deal with, inspire you to face challenges with confidence and curiosity.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and don't forget to deal with new words and phrases as opportunities to grow your English skills.
Thank you for joining us on this journey today. We're excited to see how you use what you've learned. Until next time, goodbye.
Keep learning and dealing with English in the best way possible. Bye, everyone.